Good morning. It's Thursday, February the 13th, and this is The Drill. Thank you. I'm Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today. Unlike those who pretend to know socialism, I actually do know socialism because I grew up in a socialist household. My podcast is short, approximately 5 to 10 minutes long, because shorter podcasts are easier to download and listen to. I've been listening to Rush Limbaugh since 1989. I've been listening to Sean Hannity since he became syndicated, listening to Hugh Hewitt, Glenn Beck, and Joe Pags for about 5 years. My podcast is made available through Spreaker and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. Today, the tweet of the day, socialist foster parents, confronting Joe Biden, and the left culturally aids and abets rapes. All that when I come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Tweet of the day from President Trump. All capital letters, drain the swamp. We want bad people out of our government. This is a great tweet because it is brief, to the point, candid, forthright, and judgmental. When I come back, more from my socialist foster parents. Thank you. I should correct something. I have said that my foster parents were socialist and hated the USA, but it isn't completely true. It was my foster mother that was a socialist and an America hater. My foster father loved this country. He had a great job working at Caltech. He was able to buy a house and a new car. He loved to go into the garage after dinner, turn on a little transistor radio, and listen to Vin Scully call the Dodger game. He loved, and I mean loved, jazz. He would listen to no other music. My foster mother wouldn't allow her husband to listen to jazz in the house, and wouldn't watch or listen to any American sports, much less baseball. Up next, Joe Biden gets confronted, sort of. Thank you very much. A reporter, and I put that in quotes, interviewed Joe Biden the other day. During the interview, this reporter confronted Mr. Biden about the appearance of conflict of interest with his son. Mr. Biden reacted with faux outrage and intimidated the reporter into backing down. The so-called reporter should have put more pressure on Mr. Biden by asking questions. Asking questions is always a stronger tactic than making statements. And so the so-called reporter should have asked questions such as, given this apparent conflict of interest, how could anyone vote for you? The so-called reporter backed down, not because she was afraid of Joe Biden, but because she was afraid of her peers. Peers that expect her to march in lockstep and support anyone who isn't Donald Trump. Hopefully someday we will have real reporters that will stand up to such peer pressure. Up next, the unintended consequences of promoting racial hatred. Thank you. I speculate that Bill Cosby has gotten away with raping women for so long because he played the race card. He knew that black men raping white women was an old stereotype that the left has used as a political club against the right. Because he knew this, he made sure that all of his victims were white. Any white woman, therefore, who was violated by Mr. Cosby would face the daunting prospect of accusing not only an entertainment superstar, but a black entertainment superstar at that. Who wants to make a charge of rape only to find themselves facing a racism countercharge? Nobody. Back in a minute. Who is a true conservative? He's the person that understands that conservatism is not just about politics, but culture as well. He is not selfish, but minds his own business. He acts like an adult. He is patriotic and uses common sense. He expresses what he knows and does so with certainty. He makes judgments, refuses to speculate, speaks clearly and definitively, and is not afraid to say no. He is open-minded, asking why rather than why not. He is consistent, credible, and influential. Not ashamed of his existence, unafraid to learn or correct his mistakes. He is a normal American, and he is better than the socialist. He's a better friend, father, brother, family member, and a better person, period. You have to know that. If you don't know with every fiber of your being that being a true conservative is best, then you are wasting your time. That brings me to the end of another episode of The Drill. Remember that the left has no authority, no power, and they can't win. Think about it.